This is C.R.P.H.A. This video will be connected with C.R.P.H.A. citizen as well as C.R.P.H.A. humanitarian advocate. Although the first one would always be humanitarian advocate because, of course, that also connects with the citizens of the United States of America. And also it can connect with other countries, but, of course, that goes within the base of the U.S.'s allies and those who want the the base of advocating for other countries, citizens. The other countries would have to be citizens, be that, of course, allies with the U.S., in which basically goes into the base of Star Trek, where all countries all across the globe band together and are supportive and positive and logical. Where there's no hate and no dismay and no sneaky little bullshit going on even behind the U.S.'s back, among other countries' backs. Where there's no hatred or dislike of any type and sort and what have you on any level. Gene Roddenberry envisioned that for the U.S. and the whole entire globe, in which eventually connected to the points to where the the United Federation of Planets came to be. And, of course, the humanitarian advocates will be more than happy to help to advocate for the other countries that are, again, allies of the U.S. to start with. Okay, but today's topic is going to be within the U.S. It has come to my attention, seeing that I am the head of C.R.P.H.A, humanitarian citizen and business and the education and, of course, the health watch advocate and also and the general fact of it is that I'm also head of the logical psychiatry as well as logical MGTOW. But anyway, the C.R.P.H.A part of here is the main focus here, being humanitarian and citizen advocate. And it has come to my attention that, in a way, it seems that Trump is kind of backing away from his promise by putting a border wall, a complete solid border wall, across the border because of the constant bullshit and hatred and blockades attempted by the liberal Democrats, namely Nancy Pelosi or Pig Pelosi. And he's worried that he's worried, obviously, with the uproar of the liberal Democrat candidates. He claims that he's not worried, but in a way, I can see that he is. He wants to make sure that he does what he promised. Yet the liberal Democrats are trying to claim that that's not what the American people want. The American people don't want promises. They want the American people want to be told things, but we don't necessarily have to go through with it. And that's mostly, of course, coming from Nancy Pelosi. And also it's coming from the other dumb, brain-dead, liberal, socialist Democrats. Mostly. Essentially, Nancy Pelosi has the male Democrats' balls in her purse and will not give them up because she doesn't have any trust and faith in the fact that the males are able to decide for themselves. Even if it doesn't agree, even if they don't side with her 100%, she will make sure that they side with her 100% by keeping the male Democrats' balls in her purse. That's the base of feminine control over men that you're not even married to, especially. It's one thing being that if you're married to the person, yeah, you generally have your husband's balls in the ring. Be that, of course, in your purse, ladies. But the one thing is, if you're so into the feminist movement, which is basically it claims to be equal fairness and equality. How would it be equal fairness and equality when women have the court system at their leisure when it comes to the divorce situation and draining the guy financially? I can understand the court system at their leisure when it comes to protection, but not the divorce part. With the divorce part of it has to be an even base, not to where the woman is benefited the most over the man. On that aspect, that is. But in the political venue, Nancy Pelosi has, and she may disagree with this, I don't care. But the basic fact is that she doesn't see that all through time, all through the existence of the United States of America, that the politicians, mostly the Democrats, are not willing to do what they say that they will do. When it comes to the things that would truly benefit the American people and the United States of America being this beautiful country that we're in right now. She's used to the liberals and politicians saying certain things, but not really pulling through with it. Case in point, Obama. Case in point, a percentage of Bill Clinton when he was in office. Thereby they're forcing their weight against Trump and his administration to follow the same creed, as it were. But yet, what they don't get is that repeated creed is not what the American people want. The American people have wanted the politicians to say what they're going to do that would totally benefit the American people and not benefit 100% the political party. Because the one thing is, it's not about the political party in hindsight, especially. It doesn't go what benefits the political party will benefit the American people or this country first. First off, okay? It doesn't go that way. The forefathers have put it to the points to where the forefathers who wrote that Constitution that Hillary Clinton planned to tear apart, starting with Fourth Amendment, if she became president in 2016. If, luckily, thankfully, thank Heavenly Father, she didn't. But if she did, that Fourth Amendment would have been gone. The basic fact is that the liberal politicians are so used to saying so many damn things and not pulling through with them when they know that the things that they promise would mostly benefit, even to a percentage at first, because things build up gradually, of course. Anyways, it would benefit the American people in this country. For example, a better higher education for our youth, numero uno. Right now, the U.S. is at 47 to 48% in the educational bracket. And every other country out there is higher and a better percentage rate than the U.S. The U.S. is declining in the educational aspect for our youth. It's not at this level. It's not going this way. It's going at a very steady pace. But do the liberal Democrats even realize that? No. Case in point, Jerry Brown. And I know I've mentioned this before. But in this case, it's logical to mention. He, for the state of California alone, he was advertised, with him on it especially, he advertised for Prop 39 to be for the California school funding. But yet he then, when the thing was being voted upon, he then went behind closed doors. And I know that I've said that the Sacramento Bee has reported this, even in a moderate-sized article. And I know I've mentioned that many before, but it's the truth. They did. You may not be able to find it online anymore, but they did. But anyway, he went behind closed doors, went through a legislative loophole, changed the school funding of Proposition 39 to the high tax plan. And I've explained of how he came up with the base of the high tax plan, which, even though it was an unpopular thing, he didn't care. All he cared about was what benefited him and his party. That's all he cared about. And that's one of many things the political party of the liberal Democrats are not getting. You cannot go on the base to what benefits the party will benefit the American people later on. When really it's supposed to go benefit the U.S. and the American people, be that the American citizens. Then, as it still stays positive on a positive level, it benefits the political party. Thereby, everybody's happy. But if it goes to where there's promises after promise after promise after promise after promise after promise, and nothing is put into reality, that would basically positively benefit the American people and this country. Positively benefit the youth in this country, in every state. If there's a lot of promises that sound so positive, even said by the liberal Democratic Party, as much as it would be said by the Republican Party and the conservative Republican Party and the conservative Democrats and the moderate Democrats and the moderate Republicans and however else you want to look at it. The basic fact is that you cannot go party first, American people last. It's American people and our youth and the USFA first off. The political party is always at the lower grade. The American people are not in it to do things for their political party. The political party is there for the American people to benefit and so protect and do things that are positive for the American people and this country. It's not reversed. But obviously, to the liberal Democrats, it is. Or if the Liberal Party is not benefited, oh, then why should the Liberal Party have things benefit the American people and our youth and this country all in one? That's the mindset of the Liberal Democratic Socialist Idiot Party. But they won't tell you it because they want to look like they're humanitarians. They care about the American people. They'll do anything in reality for the American people and our youth. They're really caring. Yet a number of them are parents. A large number of them are parents themselves. But yet they're screwed. But yet, in hindsight, they're protected in such a way that no matter what decisions they make politically, they make sure it's not going to affect them and their family. But who gives a damn if it affects the rest of the population? That's what a number of people do not get, though. And yet we're supposed to be living happy-go-lucky lives? Something doesn't really calculate. Something doesn't really compute in that aspect. Or matter. Or however you want to look at it. Yes, life is a struggle, but what what's been going on in this country since late is that it's the liberals are trying to make it more of a struggle in the safety aspect and the and the secured aspect for the American people outside of their circle, outside of the political parties and the politicians' circle. As long as all the liberal party cares about, as long as they're protected and secured and well taken care of, who gives a damn about what happens to the rest of the population in this country? Who gives a damn if they become homeless? Who gives a damn if they become broke and to the points of bankruptcy and not able to afford prep? Especially when it comes to the cost of living situations and able trying to do what they can to survive. We have Trump here, though. We got Trump here, though, trying to pull through with his promise by putting that damn wall up, and which basically would be 100% positive in benefiting the United States of America and the American people in the base because we have things happening that are not very logical in both spiritual and humanitarian and safety matters, and the base of protection as well. And one of many is that the more illegals come in across that damn border, the cost of living increases, things become more expensive, things become more unbalanced. It doesn't matter. Apparently, it doesn't matter how many times you bitch and moan to your congressman or congresswoman or person in that case, and even no matter how many times you write to the White House, nothing's really being done. It doesn't matter what type of party it's done. Yet, but I can say though, Trump is doing what he can, regardless of what party is controlling the House currently. He's doing what he can. And yet he has tried to use the executive order, especially when it came to the wall. Apparently, that was shot down, or at least even in the attempt of being shot down. But now it seems like he's weighing back from his promise, which is not a positive light. Yes, I will still vote for Trump in 2020. But the basic fact is that if he's going to continuously go towards weighing back and not keeping his promise, no matter and try to get it to where they can get it to where the liberal Democrats will not be able to do a damn thing, no matter what is said, even in the liberal media, no matter what is said even in Hollywood, the liberal capital of California, when it comes to starlets saying, I don't like Trump. I don't like Trump. He's a sadomasochistic idiot. Okay, I respect the Hollywood starlets known as the ever popular Cher. Because I remember the show of Sonny and Cher, for one, when I was growing up in the 1970s. And she has a right to her opinion, but the one thing is that everybody seems to be following base in Hollywood with that aspect. And then before Trump was elected, George Lopez, the comedian, said he was going to leave the country, and yet he's still in the U.S. Many people have said they were going to leave the country because a Republican was about to be voted in. Yet they're still in the U.S. And yet they still want to try to dog the people, the party that's done right for this country. Because they're so used to things being done wrong that why change it, right? Right, George Lopez, right, Cher. Yet they talk about, oh, I want things done for our youth. I want things done in the positive light. And you expect the liberal Democrats to fucking do that shit? Do you not get that no matter how busy you get, that you don't realize what the liberal Democrats will always promise? Loads of shit. That they haven't pulled in with one. They haven't pulled through with one. No matter who was in office in the Democratic Party outside of Clinton when it came to the job thing, although we could have done something a lot different and a lot more positive than having to close our bases to get the affordability aspect of in the economy aspect of more jobs for people. We could have done something a lot different because you don't know what will happen. We may need to reopen those same bases because of certain attacks like what happened in 9/11, for example. That would be directly towards us, not towards buildings in hindsight. Do you not realize also that the fucking fact that even before and after there were videotapes of people videotaping from other countries, especially, and it could have easily been in one of those videotapes of cameras of possible targets. One of them was the Golden Gate Bridge. The other one was Disneyland's castle in Anaheim, California. And this came from the media. And yet at this very point we had a Republican at one point. Then we went to a Democrat, being Obama. Do you think Obama did anything positive for this country by even decreasing the amount of our troops? Was it positive? In which he did. And he called it for the greater good of this country. And on top of that, even before he did that, he said, "Oh well, I'm gonna go over to various countries and apologize." He didn't say it directly, but he instigated the action. Yet he went to many countries that didn't have any hatred against us, and he apologized for our actions anyway. Those countries looked down at us at that point, as if we were weak. That by apologizing to countries, especially that had no hatred against the American people, no hatred against the U.S. of A. at all, shows the rest of the country how stupid and brain dead the American people were by voting the dumbass in. But we ended up voting him in. We ended up having him in for a second term now, didn't we? As if what he did, which was stupid and made the American people and this country look like a weak, literally weak. We voted him in, and somehow he got in anyway. Again, for the second term. And before that, he's all, I know I'm going to be voted in, anyways, because I can pretty much get away with anything, and I know that, and basically as if the American people weren't going to hear that. How do we know that other presidents in the Liberal Party haven't said that outside of JFK? That they're so pig-headed, confident, and so arrogant that they would even voice that, just so they can secretly say that they're going to help have it to where that country's benefited, but yet the hell with the rest of the country of the U.S. Right? The hell with the U.S. in general. Let the U.S. struggle in financial and economical aspects, even while benefiting other countries. Right? The liberals didn't get even in the aspect of under Obama. They didn't get even in the aspect under Clinton. It goes with the first important thing is to more than benefit the US of A and the American people and our youth. way before you go out helping other countries, especially our allies. Our allies are helping their own people before they do anything else. Namely England. Before they help any other country outside of their own, they're trying to do what's beneficial for their own citizens. But the U.S. under Obama, to start with, let's benefit the other countries first before we benefit ourselves and our youth and our people. Let's do this before we do that. We can promise a lot of things to the American people while we're doing this. In which basically what happened. In hindsight, we got Jerry Brown. I'm not saying that's a positive. It may have seen as a positive, a possible positive at the least, or at most. Because Gray Davis wasn't doing anything better. Arnold Schwarzenegger, as I said, though I respect him as an actor, but he wasn't doing anything good for the state of California. And then we hear the same phony, fake ass promises from Jerry Brown himself. Because in the minds of the liberal socialist Democrats, the American people are used to that now. It's been done to them so many fucking times. They should be used to it now. So we don't have to change that to the point of actually doing something beneficial and positive for the American people and their youth and our youth in this country. That's the mindset of the liberal Democrats. They may deny it all they want, but that's the damn truth of what I said. And there hasn't been any change on their ways and actions. The only difference was JFK, John Franklin Kennedy. As I said, he had Republican values and morals and whatnot, and yet he was a Democrat. He cared about the American people. He did what he could for the American people. He did what he had to do in the sense of defending our rights and freedoms in our country in all. That's why when it came to the base of Cuba, especially, but many other things that had to do with outside the defense of the country from outside of its grounds. But yet, at the same time, he did what he could do within his knowledge and within his administration's knowledge to do things beneficial for this country and our youth and the American people all in one, especially when it came to the base of gas prices, jobs, and housing, and many, 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 many other things. But yet, after many years after he was assassinated, oh, let's do something to not benefit the American people anymore in this country. That's according to the liberal democratic mindset right now. Let's do things that would benefit us before it benefits the American people and our youth in the U.S. Let's promise them a lot of shit and not even go through with it. Not even pull through with it. Not make anything positive that we promise materialize into reality. Let's let them struggle even more, even as the cost of living becomes higher and higher, or things become more difficult and more difficult. Let's not make it, and let's not make any leeway to make it a lot easier for the American people, because our candidate got assassinated many years ago. Let's blame. Let's point the finger at not only the Republican Party for that, but also at the American people for even making as if it was their fault for it to happen. As if the American people had some sort of evil doing siding with the other party of the reason why it happened. As many things do happen in the black market. That's not legal either. And not even logical. I know many people may be laughing at this, but I'm being honest with you guys. Both men, women, and children alike, teenagers alike. I'm being honest with you. This is the whole truth of what I'm telling you here. Yet I've seen many people side with the liberals, and thank Heavenly Father for this, but a moderate to almost a higher percentage now are siding with Trump. Yet the only percentage that's not siding with Trump 100% is the moderate percentage of the starlets in Hollywood, California, among other states, small to moderate as well in those. Yet the larger percentage, even in the other states, are siding with Trump, though. Major plus. You could say, though, that the reason why the liberal Democrats, and I'm not making an excuse for them, okay, but you could say that the reason why the liberal Democrats are being so illogical, so non-realistic, so fucking bullshitty, if you will, so more than hesitant on doing things that are actually benefit the American people and benefit our youth and benefit the country all in one, is because they don't feel that they're being appropriated properly. They don't feel that they're being respected by the American people in its full entirety. Yet, they expect the American people to respect them in the full entirety before they do anything for the American people, obviously, and our youth. Yet, what they don't get, in order to be respected and be considered in a positive way, you need to start doing things that benefit the American people, and like one, in this case, quit fucking blocking Trump when it comes to building the wall. Support him in building the wall. Support him in making this country great. The American people deserve a lot of positive things. Our youth deserve equal, if not more so, than the positive in the positive light is still regardless. But with the Democrats, they are not getting that in their heads, are they now? Yet they claim that they want America. They claim they know what America wants. The liberals claim that they know what America wants, or even needs for that matter. They don't know shit. Because they have said, oh, I've talked to so-and-so, and so-and-so, and so-and-so. Obama said the same shit. Even during the campaign, he said the same shit. He's even reiterated well during the campaign I've talked to Mr. So and so, Mrs. So and so, Really? Yet you want to act like you were really truly listening to them, huh? Yet you weren't really, because you're only benefiting yourself and your party, really, just like Jerry Brown. Jerry Brown pretended to listen to the American citizens of the state of California, but really only wanted to benefit him and made things to only benefit him and his party, being the liberal, democratic, socialist, dickhead party. You may call this an opinion. You may call this my right to voice what I feel. Hey, that's all good, all well and good, but it's more than that, though. What I'm voicing is not only what I feel and how and of the what I'm expressing. It's what's been happening that even many people are not even more than aware of or even paying attention to, because many people have seen so many things that happen within the base of politics that are getting sick and tired of it, so they ignore it. And each time the base of politics comes up, when base of politics or even the discussion of anything political comes up, they don't want to hear it. I understand that and I respect that. It's because of things so many things have gone wrong for this country. So many of the American people over the years have been duped, lied to, and put through with a base of bullshit. So many fucking times it's not funny. To the point where people are getting sick, more than sick and tired of it. But do the Liberal Party we really take heed of that at all, or even pay attention to that? They may claim that they do, but they really don't. They can care less. They don't give a damn. All they care about is them, what they get for themselves, and their party. It. You could say JFK is probably turning in his grave right now. You could say the same thing about the forefathers as well. So many stupid, illogical, fucking unrealistic shit has happened and non-beneficial for the American people. Things have happened that it's getting to the points of absurdum, and even beyond that. That people are starting to believe that nothing will happen that's positive. Before anything even happens that's even remotely positive, this whole entire planet will be going to the points of destroying itself. But by that point in time, it would be way too fucking late. It's already established that our youth are having to clean up our fuck ups, our messes that the American people have made over the years, especially in the political venue. But at the same time, we're making it harder on them than we are, and equally to and but we're making it also harder on ourselves, if not more so, or even equal to that to our youth. We're making it harder on them as well as ourselves, equally. But as time goes on, it'll be harder on us, and it'll be eventually, that harder. The harder it gets on us, it'll eventually go over to our youth. We don't want that now, do we? Or do we? Because it sure seems like something is going on to the point where it will become even harder on us, and then eventually spin over to our youth, where our youth will be struggling even more so. So it is up to the American people, be that parents and soon to be parents alike, and future parents, to do something that would not go to the points of benefiting the party, be that, of course, the Liberal Party. Let's do something that would benefit us. Let's do something that would benefit this country, our youth. And that does not mean by harming others to get what we want. That doesn't mean by doing things behind other people's back that trust us to benefit to where we as a single person are benefited. No. What I am meaning is simply that we do things to where we can show the liberal idiot Democrats that it's better to do things beneficial for the American people and our youth and this country instead of promising so many fucking shit and not pulling through with it. Promising so many things that sound positive and that would even benefit this country as well as our youth, as well as the American people, all in one again. But yet yet the liberals don't do it because one, they don't plan to. It's become a base of like, well, in order to be president, we have to promise a lot of things, but we don't really have to pull through with them. They'll just believe everything we want them to believe, and we'll just leave it at that. They'll believe us, and we'll be in office with no issue, no problem, no blockades. Yet when Trump promised a number of things, he went with them. He's even done it starting with the wall. But yet, even with the wall, he's done other things that are positive and beneficial for this country and our youth and the American people all in one. Even while dealing with the issue of the wall, and he's doing many other things that are positive outside of the encampments of the illegal immigrants and their children. But the basic fact is that that should be a lesson to the illegal immigrants, the illegals essentially. Do not come across the damn border illegally. If you want to come across the border and be included and a part of this great country of ours, do it within the base of legalities, positive, not crossing the border. Do it by legal aspects of forms, green cards and various other things, right? Don't just simply come across the border and think it's okay. Because you're making things harder on the rest of the population of this country by doing that. I respect every person on this planet, including the illegal immigrants, but the illegal immigrants need to realize what I said just about a minute ago now is an actuality. We welcome those who want to be a part of this great country. We've always welcomed those who want to be a part of this great country. But you need to do it in a logical way. You need to do it in a much legal way, not an illegal way, not a sinful, illogical way. Not to the point of harming another human being. Not to the point of supplying illegal narcotics to where you build up enough revenue to come into this country. And try to get away with it in the long run. Even by doing it through bunkers in between the border. There's many ways to do things that are positive. For the illegal immigrants to come in here legally without the liberal politicians making a safety net known as a sanctuary status of California among others. As if it's okay to cross the border between Mexico and California illegally. when it's not. When the ICE cops and many others will completely block your ass from crossing the border. Even if it comes down to the point that if you shoot them, they'll shoot at you and they won't miss. Be that if the illegal immigrants shoot or throw things at the guards of the borders, they will shoot you and they will not miss. They won't. The intent is not to kill the illegal immigrants. It's just the intent of wounding them. Of course, our tax dollar would go to the points of hospitalization to help the illegal immigrant pull through, but yet be sent right back. Even after recovering. That's another thing many people don't realize about what I just said, because it's an actuality. Our tax dollars is going towards that as well, among other things that we're not even aware of. That we may not even notice or even want to notice about. So the liberal Democrats don't really have an easy path ahead of them now, do they? Because I just devoured a lot of information that they don't want people to know. Even over the course of a number of years, I've done that very thing. But this information right here is vital, extremely more than vital. So what do you think? Do you think that anything I said makes any sense to you, or are you so consumed in the mindset of believing everything that the Democrats say that you'll believe anything and just go along with it, instead of using your own mind and your own knowledge and your own brain, essentially? Because I believe everybody has a brain, but they need to know how to use it. They know how to use it and all, but they choose, obviously, from what I've seen, is in the political venue, is that they'd rather believe everything that the Democrats say, because they think, oh, the Democrats would never lie to us. The Democrats knows what's best for this country. If the Democrats knew what was best for this country, then they wouldn't have made phony promises after phony and fake ass, illogical, sinful promises continuously. Yes, the Republicans have made a lot of promises that they have not yet pulled through, even through the two Bush administrations. But yet, here's the thing: the two Bush administrations made it possible for the gas prices, one, to go back down, to stay down into the points of affordability versus the way the rent situation is currently going, starting in the state of California. The Bush administration made sure that the other countries that are not our allies, that even may, and that also added to the blockade, the high cost of oil, made sure that they knew that they could not plainly come into our country, plan an attack, and then have it happen while we're supposedly focused upon a international visitor. But even after it happened, we made sure that the countries knew under Bush Jr. that 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 those same two countries knew not to fuck with the U.S., not to fucking harm our people in the U.S. You can hate us, but you do not attack us. And you do not harm our people. You do not harm our children's families. You do not do a damn thing to our buildings. You don't do anything in the sense of harm, especially when it comes to anthrax. You do anything in any form of any action against our country, we will retaliate. We will not just sit back and let it happen. You want to be part of this country, and so much so, but you don't know how to. So you might as well hate us. That's your right. That's your choice. But you don't harm us, and you don't harm our people. Then we leave you alone. And if you need any help, we will not do anything unless you welcome us in to help. That's the way it's been, and that's the way it's going to be. You want to join? You want to be part of this country? You want to be free from oppression, free from all sorts of other negative things? Then you need to start to learn about us and truly understand us then and our history and how we became strong and how we became such of a combined um, and supportive country that are that it got into the points where we were able to have more of a defensive posture because we knew that eventually that we would be attacked, just like any other country would know eventually that they will be attacked, but not very many countries were really 100% prepared. But we in the U.S. make sure we are more than 100% prepared. The one thing also, if you want to be part of the country of the U.S., you do not go to the points of even coming into this country as a visitor under a green card or under a passport aspect of things as well. And plan of various areas of where they make things boom, you know, when in the long run it harms and kills and more than injures hundreds of people in this country. Therefore, again, we will retaliate. You go against you hit our bridges, you hit our any one of our other structures, like what happened to our twin towers. We will retaliate. You're not cooperative when it comes to the base of oil or anything else for that matter that our country would be paying for, even out of the American people's tax dollars. We can go to other places and at the same time if you try to persist in doing and for you to be doing business with us still, and yet you want things to go your way instead of the logical positive way, then guess what? We can easily make it to where you don't fuck with us either way. And I'm being honest here because you want things to be your way and not where it's evenly matched. We don't do business with you. And the U.S. will never do business with people in that aspect. if they are not or it's not evenly agreeable. Yet the liberal Democrats don't see. Oh, the liberal Democrats want to talk, and they make things all better and not show any level of force. Be a little simp, be a little weakling. And that's okay because if we talk, then just like Obama thought, oh, if we talk, everything should be a hunky dory, okay. Everybody's on the equal level. That's non-reality. The country needs to show force, not in the weaponry aspect, but in other aspects, as Trump has done with Kim Jong-il and also Vladimir Putin. But yet Vladimir Putin so far has been siding with Trump and agreeing with Trump, and basically make in good ties with Trump. But yet, even with that aspect, as I mentioned in one of my other advocate videos, is that Pelosi didn't like the fact that that the whole thing was dismissed when it came to the Trump Tower, the Trump the possible Trump construction in Russia. She didn't like the fact that that whole case was dismissed. The whole thing. So there was the procured aspect of ruining Trump's presidency was foiled. She didn't like that. She made a big hissy fit bitch rant about it. And she wanted to be heard, so she made sure she was heard even through the media itself. Just like a feminist. Many people, even children themselves, have said this, that it's better for the both parties to get along and work together. In fact, many small children have said it's better for the political parties to work together. As precious as it sounds, it's the truth. But even as their parents watch the news, you see hesitation after hesitation after hesitation, attack after attack after attack, but mostly done by the liberals against the Republican Party, the conservative Republican Party, the name. Because they don't like the fact that the American people are being benefited. The liberals don't like the fact that the American people are being benefited instead of being told a lot of bullshit and not pulling through with things that would benefit the country and the American people, as what the liberals have done so many years so far. Is that the liberals have promised so many things, but yet they didn't feel that they really truly had to pull through with it. So they're used to that sort of board game play, if you want to view it that way. So much so that while they do the the phony promises that sound so fucking positive, that they don't even pull through with it, and in the long run, the people struggle. The American people struggle. They've gotten, the liberal Democrats have gotten to the points of Satan. They like watching people struggle. As long as they don't struggle, they don't care what happens to the American people. Thereby, also, whatever happens to the American people happens to our youth. They don't want to even acknowledge that aspect now, do they? Even if the number of the population that doesn't have the American people, the American people don't that don't have children, they don't care. But yet, in order to make this country flourish, we have to have the base of procreation. We have to have the base of things that are more than beneficial in order for that procreation to actually happen, and continuously. And as many positive things that are being done and benefited, then along the lines, as I said, and this will go to Nancy Pelosi as well. And I know she may ignore it, but the basic fact is that the more the Democrats fucking BS the American people by making promises that sound so fucking positive that they'll actually do it, and yet they end up not doing it, like Obama didn't do many other promises that would truly benefit the American people in this country. But yet he did things that would benefit mostly his party and his administration, which was downsizing the amounts of our troops, coming up with a healthcare plan that he claimed during his campaign, his first campaign, that would not be unconstitutional. But later on, when he teamed up with Hillary Clinton and to put her as his Secretary of State, it went right back into the confines of unconstitutional healthcare. Thereby, people are used to saying that the politicians are nothing but liars, deceivers, full of more than deception. You can, they cannot be trusted. Yet there are a number of politician voters, in the sense of Democratic voters, that claim that they trust the liberal Democrats, no matter how many fake promises that they've said that they haven't really pulled through with it, but they eventually will. They believe, if they haven't already once within the even the second term, even before the second term, they will never. The American people of the liberal voters need to realize that. Wake up and smell the damn coffee and realize that. Realize everything that I've said that's an actuality and truth and fucking fact. When it comes to the Liberal Democratic Party, the name. And just to start as well. And realize that what Trump is doing is a more than strong positive in safety, security, and protection for the American people and our youth. He's doing a lot of things that will make this country back to the way it was, which when it was 100% great, positive, the whole enchilada, in the logical aspect especially, where it wasn't going to the points of almost near destruction financially, economically, among other things. Yes, this built up after a Second World War, but the one thing is, we don't need a world war for things to build up positively now, do we? We don't need a third one, for that matter, either, for that to happen. But I bet you, even by the mention of it, that's probably what the liberals are probably going to be planning to do. With, in hindsight, though, why have we got so many? Bernie Sanders is back in the circle of candidacy for the liberal Democratic dumbass Socialist Party. Kamala Harris she has not made any amends with when it came to the ones that accuse that she hates the African American population. Um, And see, and a number of others that were already in Washington are in the circle of candidacy for president of the United States. And most of them, again, are women. Only a small percentage, a very small percentage, are men. The basic fact is Bernie Sanders didn't go in, didn't make it through the first time, even going against Hillary. What makes him think that anything would change now? He has the same damn policies, but worded differently, vocalized differently. Maybe new ideas here and there, but it's not going to make any difference. Kamala Harris can promise all the shit she wants. It's mostly feminist attributes that would only benefit her and her party, and if at all a small percentage of it will benefit the women, but not the whole entire country in its full entirety. Same thing with the other female idiots, liberal politicians. As I've said as I've questioned in one of my other videos, is America truly ready for a female president? And I've mentioned this once before. And I can guarantee you that the other countries, even our allies, will think it's a fucking joke. If we were to go so far as putting a female in the White House, it's okay to have a female in the sense of a first lady. That's what the country see as norm in the history of the entire planet, starting with the U.S. But having it reversed, no. They will fucking think it's a joke. We will be seen, even into our allies' eyes, the weakest, stupidest, brain-dead country that they've ever known and ever were a part of, that they will essentially disband. It could easily go to the point of disbanding. Thereby, of course, Third World War could easily happen at some point or another. When the more that we try to reconnect with them, even in the UN aspect of things. As I've said, though, is that we may come to a point within the number of years ahead that there will be time for women to be president, and that our allies and many other countries will accept. But it's not now. Not in our lifetime. Not in, possibly it won't be in our children's lifetime either. But it may be in their children's lifetime, or something even beyond that. Who's to really say? But I can guarantee you it's not now. It's not within 2020. It's not in with 2028 or 2020 or 2030 for that fucking matter. It's not within 2040. It's not within 2050. It could be within the 30 aspect if this planet makes it that far. The way things are going, especially when it comes to the environment, doesn't seem very possible. Especially when it comes to that brown cloud that's hanging over the freeway of LA and along and diagonal from the Hollywood Hill mountain with the historical icon of the Hollywood lettering on the mid-sized hillside. And it's definitely not going to happen and it's definitely not going to happen with the way that the liberal Democrats are continuously doing what they're doing to Trump, for example. Which basically, again, what the liberal Democrats are doing are making it harder for the liberal Democratic candidates that are currently going in for 2020. But yet at the same time, Trump is not worried, but yet he should be worried a little bit because there could be a sway of differential aspects at that point in time, just like there was when it came to George W. Bush's second term. And there could have been maybe a bit of a swing when it came to Ronald Reagan's second term. There was a definite sway when it came to George H.W. Bush's second term, to where he never got a second term. Of course, many people will say, "Read my lips. No new taxes" is what screwed him up. What made it people believe that he was truthful or full of shit during his first term in the presidency. But I'm not going to say he wasn't respected. He was, and he still is. Many people, even our youth, are not really aware is that before George H.W. Bush became the vice president of Ronald Reagan, and before he became president himself, or even had the general thought of being president, for outside of after Reagan's second term, he fought for this country. He did everything that my father did as a Marine. Thereby, he's respected in that regard. In that venue, if you want to put it that way as well. He's also respected in the job he's done in the sense of when it came to the oil, among other things. I can see that he was more than a honest, caring parent, regardless of what the media may have said about him during his vice presidency and during his presidency in general. Yet the liberals still tried to defame the Republicans. The Democrats still tried to even defame George W. Bush. But when it came to the Democrats thinking that the Republicans were trying to defame them, that the liberals thought they had more leverage due to the fact that the American people they felt the American people would side with the Democrats more than they would Republicans. So essentially they felt that they had more leverage than the Republicans. So they kind of looked at it and kind of scoffed. In a sense of derision. Get this. Liberal Democrats, you are not going to be in that same category anymore. Because, one, America, like I said, is not fully ready, obviously, because when I made that video, is America truly ready for a woman president? No comment, one iota, which basically told me and C.R.P.H.A. in general, that America is not ready for a woman president. This whole entire fucking globe is not ready for a woman president in any venue, for any reason, or any so-called whatever, whatever it may be. You can name all of them. I mean, there's several. Seriously. In the base of womankind, especially. This video is long, and I do apologize for it, but I'm telling you, I believe that the American people have a right to know every little thing that there is that I can easily tell you, that I have knowledge of, even at current. But all of it is 100% fucking true. And I don't mean to word it about that way, but it is 100% truth and fact. Even beyond, if you want to look at it, even beyond 100%. Either way, it's the same. It goes the same leverage. Now, Trump, I'm going to put out there that Trump needs to go forth with the wall. And I, as well as many other Trump supporters I know, will support him and back him on making sure that thing is in reality. And I ask that Trump does not back down. There has not been any technological advances to replace the brick mortar wall. There hasn't been any technological advances like you see on Star Trek: The Next Generation, where there's a invincible field of sorts that if you go right through it, you'll get shocked, like they do in what they call the brig on Star Trek: The Next Generation. In what many people would call the invincible force field, which basically could be looked at that way though too. But there's no technological advances that would make it a reality at current. We do have the technology, but not so advanced. Without using the base of radiation. That is another truth and fact. So, Trump, I support you, my friend. And I support you even as Heavenly Father's child, in which we all are. But I also support you as a president. And I salute you, and I pray, and I ask that you keep forth with the wall and many other promises that you've made and will be making even before your second term. And know this, Trump, I am going to vote for you. When I say I'm going to do something, I do it. And I have backed you ever since the name change from NCHA to C.R.P.H.A. The reason I changed the lettering, my choice. My company, my choice. But it doesn't go to the points where I don't support the American people. It doesn't go to the points where I don't support and especially in the aspect of defending not only the American people but our youth. I also advocate for the disabled and diagnosed disabled and developmentally disabled and also the and special needs, among others, besides the handicap. And I'm doing this and telling people this for their benefit as well as everybody else's, even our youths. If I didn't care about anybody on this planet, I wouldn't go to this point, even if I knew that my father did the the honorable thing in going in with the Marines and defending our country. But I'm not that type of a person, am I? I am the person that really truly cares about this country. I am a person that really truly cares about the American people. And I am a person that really truly cares about the country's and the American people's future. And I'm a person that really truly cares about the youth of our country. And be that, of course, our children, all in one, and their future. And their well-being, as well as American people's well-being and this country's well-being, all in one. If I didn't, I wouldn't be doing this. And I wouldn't give you the information that I'm giving you and telling you straight, honestly, and more than in reality and factual. You may not believe it, but as time goes on, you should also think back when Clinton was in the White House. Think back what happened to your situations and issues then. When Obama was in the White House, 2 terms, just like Clinton. Think about your situation and issues then. Were they at all positive? Did anything that came from the Liberal Party help you in any one of the states that you're in or even from? Did it? Now don't be saying, well, yes, it did. This and that and the other. You don't know what you're talking about, type of thing. Oh, really? Think about it. And if you're not really honest with yourself, you cannot honestly say that you'll be honest with anybody else outside your own circle. If you can't be honest with yourself on anything, then you won't be able to have a long-lasting relationship either, outside the political thing. And you won't be happy within your own self and your own being and within your own life, all in one. Thereby, that can easily psychologically and emotionally change you from the person that you are known to be to the person that you can be. And it's not a good thing. But when it comes to the can be, you want it to be a positive. You don't want the can be to be a negative, now do you? Think about that. Now, many people will say, yeah, my situations and issues were okay, I dealt with it. There's dealing with it, coping with it, living with it, and just plain out letting shit happen. But there's another aspect of where we don't have to do that to the points to struggling. To the points where we don't know if we'll make it or not. Especially in the basis of survival and employment and various other things. Therefore, for those that have children, would have to not only worry about themselves and their own well-being, but also their children's or child. Now, what Trump is doing and has tried to do, even with the blockades of Nancy Pelosi and her little simpy little bullshit socialist men in the Democratic Party, that she apparently still has balls. Their balls inside her purse. Because people still think that, oh, Nancy Pelosi has the last say of what happens in the operation of the Democratic Party. So no, nothing is done without her say so, and without her agreeing with it. Regardless if she has a gavel, that should not be the way. Yeah, she can pound all she wants, like a little fucking baby, all she wants. I don't fucking give a damn. That doesn't say that she has the final say. And I'm not saying the men are in a higher attribute when it comes to the political party, especially. And I'm not saying that the women should have a say so equal to men. That the women should not have a say so equal to the men in the political venue, be that party and voting aspect. But the one thing is, when it comes to the party itself, when it comes to the politicians in the political Democratic Party, they need to learn that they can't get away with simply bullshit in the American people. They cannot get away with making so many fucking positive and promises that sound so fucking positive that they don't have to pull through. They don't have to do it. They just keep on voicing it, and and let the cards fall where they may, type of thing. That's not the way reality works. If they want to be respected and equal to the Republican, conservative, and regular Republican Party, then they cannot be going to the points of like saying, "Oh, I promise this, we promise that, I promise that, I promise that, and promise that." And then right when they get to the point of the White House, nothing happens in those damn promises. In what happened under Obama and Clinton, outside the base of Clinton, only made one promise possible. The rest were crap. So generally, the liberals need to realize they can't get away with that any longer, because they were found out by yours truly, for one, and many people who watch my channel of C.R.P.H.A. especially know that I do not pussyfoot. I don't bullshit. I don't tell fabrications. I tell it how it is and how it has been and how it was many on those times that I made the other videos. So basically, you should know that when I say something, it's not a fabrication. It's not bullshit. I will always be honest with the American people and our youth for the benefits of both, and along with the benefit of this country, of and for this country, that is, and of and for the American people and our youth. So again, Trump, please pull through with your promises, even when it comes to the wall. Build that wall. There's many things that the liberal Democrats are unaware of that you, I know, as a businessman, Trump can come up with. If you can make your businesses flourish and expand, you could do the same aspect when it comes to making things positive and making this country great. And even when it comes to making our country safe and well secured and protected, but and where our youth and our American people are protected, even with that wall built up. Trump, I respect you as a businessman. I respect you as a human being and being the Heavenly Father's Heavenly Father's child, and I respect you and salute you as our president. And I know you can do that of what I said. So, Mr. President Donald J. Trump, please take heed of what I say, and please build that wall. Do not sway away from it, and do not allow the idiot liberal socialist Democrats to make you sway. And also, when it comes to the immigrant, and when it comes to the sanctuary city thing, one thing Trump doesn't realize that he can do that not one president even has the knowledge of. Within the Constitution, if the state proclaims itself to be separate from the rest of the country, as California did under Jerry Brown, and it still is under that, even under the base of Gavin Newsom, the simp who claims to be a caring father and a caring human being to the citizens of California. Trump can easily overturn things within any state that goes against the Constitution. And the government of that state cannot go against it or even try to overturn his actions on that aspect. Not even Gavin Newsom and his little pissant political socialist party would be able to do a damn thing about it. And I will back Trump up more than 100%. More than 100%. And I know a number of Trump supporters in every state, including California, will back him up as well. So again, I am asking Trump to do that very thing in overturning the aspect of sanctuary city and state, which he can within the Constitution, and to keep that wall being built, to keep the promises that he's made, and to keep going on strong even through his second term in the sense of making this America great again. And the liberal Democrats need to learn of what I just said earlier too, because what I said about the liberal Democrats is more than 100% fact and true, whether they want to believe it and or even admit it or not. But I know the fucking fact is that the liberal Democrats will never admit the truth, as I've said before. Even to the American people who they claim to support, which they don't really support, they only support themselves. The ones that support the American people and our youth are and have always been the Republican, conservative, and regular Republican Party. Not in only hindsight, but in actual reality and factual and logic. If you have any questions, or if you want me to talk about anything else, and if you want to be a part of C.R.P.H.A, Humanitarian Advocate, Citizen Advocate, the Health Watch Advocate of C.R.P.H.A, the Disability Advocate of C.R.P.H.A, the Business Advocate of C.R.P.H.A, the Business Support Advocate of C.R.P.H.A, let me know. And the Educational Advocate of C.R.P.H.A, let me know on that one as well. Or if you have any questions, or if you disagree with anything I said, let me know in that way too, and we can talk if you. I'd like to hear more, if possible. I'm not going to force it upon you. C.R.P.H.A. And this is for Trump and our troops. For our troops, thank you for your service. And for Trump, I salute you and I support you and I will always support you. And I've always believed in you, even as a businessman. And I more than believe in you, especially in the presidential aspect of things. Even though I know you don't consider yourself a president, and I know you don't consider yourself a politician, Trump, but I know you can do what I said on this video. C.R.P.H.A. I want everybody to be safe and stay non-harmed and do not harm anyone else, no matter what. If they don't like you or disagree with you, let that be. They have that right. You cannot force them to. You cannot. Not even our youth can force their schoolmates to agree with them, whether like it or not. If there's any bullying, we don't support bullying. We want our youth to go through the education in a positive light, not to the points of suspension, not to the points of of anything negative. This is C.R.P.H.A. May Heavenly Father bless you all, and may Heavenly Father bless the United States of America.